You need to take the Ancient History and Classical Archaeology Admissions Test, also known as the AHCAAT, if you're applying for Classical Archaeology and Ancient History. The Ancient History and Classical Archaeology Admissions Test is an online test delivered on behalf of Oxford University by assessment specialist Pearson VUE. This means you'll need to register for and book to take your test at a Pearson VUE test centre. In 2025, there are separate registration and booking processes you need to follow to take your admissions test. Candidates will need to register for their test between the 18th of June and the 19th of September, 6 p.m. BST, via the Oxford Admissions Test registration portal. Registered candidates will be able to book their test appointment via Pearson VUE's booking system between the 18th of August and the 26th of September, 6 p.m. BST. We strongly recommend you book as soon as possible, as test centre places are allocated on a first-come, first-served basis. To book your test, you must have already started your UCAS application, as you will need your UCAS ID when you register. It is particularly important that you register early if you are requesting access arrangements, as this involves a few additional steps. You will be required to submit documented supporting evidence of eligibility from a medical or educational specialist and have your request and evidence approved by Oxford. Please watch our registering and booking for an Oxford admissions test video which outlines the process. Or, if you require access arrangements, for example extra time, then please watch our registering and booking for an Oxford admissions test with access arrangements video for more information. If you haven't yet registered and booked to take your test, pause this video and go now to the Oxford Admissions Test registration portal. In 2025, all candidates will take the AHCAAT on the 24th of October. Our admissions tests aim to stretch the strongest applicants, so don't worry if you find the test hard. It's supposed to be. The test is designed to show what you can do with your knowledge, rather than just find out how much you know. The best way to prepare for the AHCAAT is to explore the practice materials. There is an online practice test and another sample paper available on our website. We know that applicants who practice tend to do better, so we strongly recommend that you spend time familiarising yourself with the test content, structure, and format so you can feel confident and do your best on the day. Now let's take a look at the AHCAAT online practice test and explore the test platform. First, read the instructions. You will see that the test is 90 minutes long and has 2 questions. All candidates should answer both questions, which each carry 50 marks. There is no right answer to the questions. You will be judged on the quality of your case, how clearly you make it, and how effectively you support it. You're advised to spend 1/3 of your time reading, thinking, and planning, and the remaining 2/3 writing. You won't be allowed rough paper in the test, but you will be given laminated sheets for note-taking and planning. You will need to hand these in after your test. While on the test landing page, you can choose your preferred colour scheme from the drop-down menu in the top right-hand corner of your screen. You can change this again at any time during your test. To begin your test, click on the Next button in the bottom right-hand corner of the test screen. You will see the question on the left-hand side of your screen and space to write your answer on the right-hand side. You can edit your answer using your keyboard or the buttons along the top, such as cut, copy, etc. You can also adjust the font size on the screen by zooming in or out. You can adjust the width of both sides of the screen by hovering over the blue vertical line running between both and moving the arrows. Always remember to scroll down to the bottom of the page by using your mouse or the scroll feature on the screen to make sure you don't miss any of the extract given as part of the question. If you want to leave a question for later, you will see a flag for review option in the top right-hand corner. By clicking on this, you can navigate back to this question at the end of your test. Don't worry if you don't use this option though, you will still be able to review any answers again before submitting your test. Also in the top right-hand corner, you will see the time you have remaining. Immediately below is the number of the page you are on and the total number of pages in your test. In the top left-hand corner, you will find a highlighter button. Use this to select text in a variety of colours or to remove the highlighting. Clicking on Next will take you to the next question. For question 2, you will need to write about the image shown. You do not need to have any advanced knowledge of the image or to have seen this image before. Clicking Next after the final question will take you to the review screen. Here you can check that you've answered each question and navigate back to review your answers using the heading at the top of the table. You can select to review all questions or filter for just those which are incomplete. You will also see listed here any questions which you chose to flag for review. When you return to a question now, you will also see a review screen button in the bottom left-hand corner. You will only see this after navigating through the test and visiting the review page. Up until this point, you will have to use the next button to navigate to the review screen. Back on the review screen in the bottom left-hand corner, you will now see a Submit Test button. Once your answers are complete and you are ready to submit your test, click on this to finish. A warning pop-up will appear asking you to confirm whether or not you want to submit your answers. If you click Yes, another one will appear to double check. Finally, once you have submitted your test, you should click on End Exam and exit the test platform. Doing the online practice should help you feel confident about taking your test, but there are likely to be a few small differences between this and your actual test. 1. Non-disclosure agreement. After logging onto the test platform, you will be asked to agree not to share the contents of the test with anyone. If you do not agree to this, you will not be allowed to start your test. 2. Before starting your test, you will be given the option of a quick online tutorial on using the test platform and exploring the various functionality. If you don't want the tutorial, you can skip this and immediately progress to take your test. Whether or not you opt for the tutorial, your test duration will remain the same. The tutorial will not count towards the test duration. Have a go at the AHCAAT online practice test at ox.ac.uk/AHCAAT. Please note that you will not be able to submit your practice test for marking. For all information and guidance on Oxford's admissions tests, including tutors' top tips for success in your AHCAAT, go to ox.ac.uk/tests.